Why does your dog bark at nothing? Spoiler alert, it's not nothing. They're sensing things you can't even imagine. In fact, the gap between what your dog perceives and what you perceive every single day is far wider than most people realize, and once you understand it, you'll never look at your dog the same way again. In this video, we're revealing 11 strange things dogs can see, hear, and sense that you can't. What you don't know about these abilities could leave you completely clueless when your dog is trying to warn you about something important, something brewing just outside the edge of your own senses. And wait until you hear about the final point. It's a really scary one, the kind of thing that might make you glance over your shoulder tonight. But before we get into it, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Behind the Bark. It really means the world to us and helps us keep making videos like this one. Now let's decode the mystery of what's going on in your dog's world, layer by layer, sense by sense. Number 11. Dogs can feel the Earth's invisible compass. Did you know dogs might have a built-in GPS system humming away inside them at all times? Some scientists think dogs can sense the Earth's magnetic field using special receptors located in their noses or eyes, tiny biological instruments most owners never even think about. That's why they often spin around to align themselves north to south before doing their business, almost like they're calibrating an internal needle before settling into place. This magnetic sense might also explain their incredible ability to find their way home, even across long distances, sometimes traveling for miles through unfamiliar territory and still arriving exactly where they need to be. Next time your dog seems to aimlessly circle before settling down for a nap or a bathroom break, they might actually be aligning with the planet's invisible compass, quietly syncing themselves to forces you'll never feel. Try watching their routine closely and see if they follow a consistent pattern over several days. It's their way of staying connected to the Earth itself, a connection that runs far deeper than most of us ever imagined. Number 10. A dog's night vision puts yours to shame. Your dog could probably see better than you during a midnight snack run, navigating the dark kitchen with an ease that would leave you stumbling into furniture. Thanks to a shiny layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum, dogs can reflect light back into their retina, effectively giving every photon a second chance to be detected and making nighttime seem far less dark to them than it does to us. They also have more rods in their eyes, which lets them detect motion far better in low-light conditions, picking up the faintest shift in shadow long before a human eye would register anything at all. This helps them spot a squirrel scurrying around even at dusk, or notice a moth fluttering near a porch light from across the yard. So don't be surprised when your dog seems completely unbothered on a pitch-black walk through the neighborhood, weaving confidently around obstacles you can barely make out. It's because they're navigating with superhero-level night vision, an ability quietly inherited from their wild ancestors. So give them credit. They're not just guessing. They're actually seeing a world that remains largely invisible to you. Number 9. Dogs can see UV light and secret patterns. Most people think dogs only see in black and white, but that's far from the truth, and it's a myth that's been repeated so often it's practically taken as fact. Dogs can actually detect ultraviolet, or UV, light, which lets them see patterns and colors humans never will, opening up an entire dimension of visual information that simply doesn't exist for us. For example, flower petals look like glowing signs to them, practically lit up with hidden markings designed by nature to attract pollinators, and certain markings on other animals are as clear as day, even when they're completely invisible to the human eye. Even more fascinating, UV light helps dogs spot things like old stains or animal trails left behind days or even weeks earlier, traces of activity that have long since faded from our own perception. So if your pup sniffs intently at something seemingly invisible on the sidewalk or in the grass, they're probably picking up UV details layered right on top of the ordinary world you see. You could try using a UV flashlight at night to catch a glimpse of some of what your dog notices on a daily basis. Just be prepared to do some cleaning afterward, because you may not like everything you find. Number 8. Dogs hear sounds you'll never notice. Ever wonder why your dog perks up at seemingly nothing, ears swiveling toward an empty corner of the room? Dogs hear high-pitched sounds far beyond our range, including the squeaks of dog whistles or distant animal calls that never reach our own ears at all. This is why events like fireworks or thunderstorms can completely overwhelm them. Those sharp, intense noises hit their ears far harder than they hit ours, turning a celebration into something closer to an assault on their senses. Even everyday things, like a mouse scurrying quietly inside the walls, are crystal clear to dogs, a constant soundtrack running beneath the silence we take for granted. If your pup seems anxious for no obvious reason, try drowning out these hidden frequencies with calming music or white noise. Their super-sensitive ears might just need a little break from their noisy, overstimulating world. A world that never really goes quiet for them the way it does for us. Now, before we continue, we're curious about your thoughts. Which of your dog's unique skills has surprised you the most? Was it a strange behavior before a storm, an uncanny ability to find you in a crowd, or something else entirely that you still can't quite explain? Share your experience in the comments below, and let's see if others have noticed something similar with their furry friends. Behind the Bark loves hearing these stories, because honestly, dog owners are often the first ones to notice these abilities long before any scientist puts a name to them. Number 7. A dog's movement radar is always on. Your dog doesn't just see you move, they feel it on an almost instinctive level. A special part of their brain processes movement, making even the tiniest twitch impossible to miss, no matter how subtle or fleeting it might be. Whether it's your hand quietly reaching for a treat or a bug flying across the room, they're on it instantly, locked in before you've even finished the motion. This skill makes them amazing hunters, and great at reading your body language too, picking up on cues you didn't even know you were giving off. If you're training your dog, remember that they can catch even the subtlest changes in your posture, your stance, the angle of your shoulders, so consistency in your own movements is key to clear communication. They're always tuned in, constantly scanning, so think of your movements as their secret signals, a language they're fluent in even when you're not trying to speak it. Number 6. Dogs are emotional superheroes. Your dog is like an emotional sponge, soaking up every vibe you give off, whether you realize you're giving it off or not. They can detect changes in your posture, your voice, or even the chemical signals your body releases when you're stressed or happy. Subtle shifts that most humans wouldn't notice in each other at all. This is why they often comfort you when you're sad, or get extra playful when you're excited, responding almost instantly to shifts in your mood. If you're ever feeling down, spend some quiet time with your dog. They'll pick up on your feelings and respond with love, often in ways that feel almost perfectly timed. Think of them as your built-in emotional support system, always ready to lift your spirits the moment they sense you need it most. Number 5. Dogs feel heat like superheroes. Your dog can feel your warmth even in the pitch dark, sensing your presence before they can even see you clearly. Dogs have heat-sensing abilities that let them detect body heat radiating from people, animals, or objects, a kind of built-in thermal awareness most owners never think to credit them with. This skill, inherited from their hunting ancestors, helps them locate prey or cozy spots to snuggle into, an instinct that's been repurposed for comfort rather than survival. They can even pick up changes in your body temperature, which might explain why they stick close when you're feeling unwell, almost as if they're keeping watch over you. If your pup keeps curling up near you on the couch or in bed, they might just be drawn to your warmth to help them stay comfortable. Make sure their bed is in a warm spot during colder months, since their comfort depends on more than just blankets. Number 4. Dogs smell secrets you can't hide. Did you know your dog's sense of smell is up to 1,000,000 times better than yours, an almost incomprehensible gap between their world and your own? They can sniff out pheromones that reveal fear, aggression, or even attraction, picking apart emotional states the way you might read facial expressions. That's why they often react differently to strangers. They're literally smelling emotions before a single word is spoken. Dogs also pick up human pheromones, sensing stress, pregnancy, or even illness long before any visible symptoms appear. Think of their nose as a detective tool, constantly uncovering a hidden world of smells layered invisibly over everything around them. If you want to bond with your pup, let them sniff around freely on walks. It's their way of exploring and making sense of the world, gathering information you'll never have access to yourself. Number 3. Dogs see the world in their own colors. Most people think dogs see in black and white, but that's a myth too, one that's surprisingly persistent despite decades of research proving otherwise. Dogs can actually see blues, yellows, and shades of gray, giving them a limited but genuinely functional color vision rather than a colorless one. Their world might not be as vibrant as ours, but it's far from dull, filled with its own palette of muted, distinct tones. This color perception helps them distinguish objects, especially in outdoor settings where blue skies and green grass create useful contrast against the rest of the landscape. If you want to choose toys or accessories your dog will actually notice, go for blue or yellow. It's like waving a flag in their favorite colors, instantly visible against a backdrop that would otherwise blend together for them. Number 2. Dogs hear the Earth's secrets with infrasound. Have you ever wondered how your dog seems to know a storm is coming before you do, pacing restlessly while the sky outside is still perfectly clear? Dogs can detect infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that humans simply cannot hear at all, no matter how quiet the room or how good your hearing might be. This lets them sense approaching storms, earthquakes, and even avalanches long before they happen, sometimes hours ahead of any visible sign. Their ears pick up these subtle waves, giving them a kind of sixth sense about the surrounding environment, an early warning system built right into their biology. If your dog acts restless or anxious out of nowhere, with no obvious trigger in sight, they might be responding to infrasound rippling through the air around them. Pay close attention to their behavior in these moments. It could genuinely help you prepare for what's coming, whether that's a storm rolling in or something else entirely. Number 1. Dogs and the paranormal. Fact or fiction? Do dogs sense ghosts, or is it just our imagination running wild in the dark? While there's no solid scientific proof either way, many dog owners report their pets reacting to things we simply cannot see, staring intently at corners or doorways that appear completely empty to us. Dogs might growl, bark, or stare fixedly at empty spaces, making you wonder if they're seeing something genuinely supernatural lurking just out of view. One possible explanation is their heightened senses picking up faint sounds, smells, or even subtle changes in energy that we miss entirely. Things drifting in from another room, or even outside the house. Whether it's a spirit or just a draft slipping under a door, your dog might be tuned into something you can't explain, no matter how hard you try. If your pup's behavior spooks you late at night, trust your instincts, but maybe keep the lights on, just in case. Because some mysteries are better left unsolved. Understanding your dog's amazing senses helps you connect with them on a much deeper level, turning ordinary daily moments into something far more meaningful once you know what's really going on beneath the surface. But knowing what your dog can't forgive is just as important to keep your bond strong and avoid any lasting harm to the trust you've built together over the years. So watch our next video from Behind the Bark to learn more about the 15 things a dog will never forgive. Missing it could mean making mistakes that hurt your dog's trust in ways you never intended.